Hey everyone, James at the chair from the StarCraft 2 Garden site. Give you a quick tactics video on the Raven units available to the Terrans in StarCraft 2. It's a rather interesting little detector unit. It can be used for detecting enemy units such as Dark Templar, Observers, Burrowed Zerg units, and yeah, it's pretty useful at least to have at least one or two of these in your army, at least for detection. They've also got some pretty good spellcasting abilities or support abilities, even though they really just function as spells. You see, the first one is the auto turret, which is pretty useful for adding a bit of additional firepower to any engagement. And yeah, in the various cases, you can even use it. Like for example, if the opponent has like siege tanks or something else like that on high grounds where they can't maneuver too much, shooting your army, for example, you could retreat your army, then yeah, try to put down an auto turret or two, which will force the enemy either to unsiege their tank or yeah, to sit there and take the damage because they can't shoot directly. The Raven also comes with two more abilities: the point defense drone and the Seeker missile, which is upgraded at the tech lab itself, which is just research right there. Raven itself is also built at the starport with an attached tech lab. It's pretty expensive, as you can see, so given the rather gas-heavy builds that Terran will normally go for, you'll usually only see a couple of Ravens, although sometimes you can actually, well, depending on circumstances, you might opt to go for a whole group of Ravens and yeah, try to surprise your opponent, although yeah, that's very, very tricky to pull off, to say the least. So yes, apart from that, the Raven also gets the access to the Corvid reactor research, which increases their starting energy, and the things that the Ravens create also get this upgrade as well, durable materials, so just increases their duration of their auto turrets, seeker missiles, and point defense drones. And as for the auto turrets themselves, they of course get their own upgrades. High sec auto tracking, which increases their range, while it also increases the range of a couple of other static structures. It can also, here we go, also gets access to the structure armor, which increases the armor of auto turrets too. And yeah, as you can see, auto turrets by default last a pretty long time, so usually there's not too much of a point in getting that duration upgrade for the auto turrets and such, because usually they don't last, well, 180 seconds in this case. 3 minutes, they would certainly be dead by now if there was an actual army engagement there, to say the least. So yeah, Ravens, unlike other detectors, they actually yeah, do have the offensive means to dispatch units they detect, such as observers, and if your opponent is not quick enough, then yeah, they could possibly use their detector unit. In this case, yeah, he was able to get it out of there in time because they didn't place the turret in an optimal position, to say the least. What can you do? So yeah, oh, there we go. Looks like we got the Seeker missile ready as well. So yes, the next thing they can use is the point defense drone, which is yeah, very useful for supporting your guys, given that many units in the game use actual projectiles, or rather the ranged attacks use actual projectiles. Point defense drone can basically shoot down those projectiles, and I'll demonstrate that right now with a group of Mutalisks. Come on. Just lay a couple of these. There we go, we'll just put down a couple of auto turrets as well, and yeah, as you can see, these immediately stays trying to shoot my guys, but yeah, as you can see, the point defense drones are doing a very good job in stopping that from happening. And the auto turrets themselves are yeah, acting as a bit of an offensive structure in this case. So yeah, as you can see, you can make nice little temporary strongholds with point defense drones and auto turrets, to say the least. And yeah, I mean, you can use auto turrets to tank damage for your other units in either case. But just keep in mind that Ravens, yeah, normally would not see too much use in regular games, especially against the Terran forces. Given that, yeah, you'll be seeing plenty of Vikings and such on the field, but even then they can still be pretty useful for their point defense drone to help out your own Vikings. And of course, the last but not least ability is the Seeker missile ability, which normally won't really need to get in general for Ravens, but yeah, if you get that ability researched later on in the game, then yeah, they can certainly prove to be very useful, to say the least, at taking out clusters of lesser units. Let's see, do we have anyone with enough Okay, this guy will have enough energy in a second, so we'll just use him in a second to use the Seeker Missile upgrade. The Seeker Missile ability, and yeah, as you can see, it's got enough fuel for 15 seconds. So keep in mind, if the enemy starts retreating unit that has been targeted by the Seeker Missile, then it's actually possible that the missile will just fizzle out and yeah, just get blown up. So in the case, yeah, we'll just launch that missile quickly as possible. And there we go. Unfortunately, yeah, we weren't able to spot it. I probably should have just brought in the other ones for point defense drones, but yeah, basically it does. Just have a look. So yeah, as you can see, it did manage to clear out a whole group of lesser units there, to say the least. Yeah, we'll just drop down a couple of these guys, and there you go. As you can see, the point defense drones doesn't do such a bad job even in shooting quick projectiles of the Hydras. Oh, interesting. But yeah, as you can see, they can eventually run out of energy, and yeah, that happens, and they can't shoot down projectiles at all. So unfortunate, but what can you do? Yes, Raven, a very nice unit to have. I usually only have a couple of them, or possibly just one for the whole game, given their extreme cost. But yes, they can be pretty useful, especially in the later stages of the game, or if you're looking to go for a crazy Raven push, in which case, yeah, you better make sure that they've got proper upgrades, and yeah, that you're properly microing them as well, because they're very tricky to make the most of, to say the least. So check out the StarCraft 2 Guidance site for more information about the Raven and other Terran units, and until next time, this has been Dames and Vid, signing off.